60 minutes alive, side split stretching. And we're starting right away. So do a little bit of rotating stuff, warm up, roll those shoulders, raise those knees, I don't know. Do whatever else you need to do. Do a little dance, shake those hips, and we'll be ready to begin in just a second. Over on YouTube, I've been troubleshooting some microphone problems, and it turns out I think the YouTube app to go live on mobile is having issues using connected microphones, because I can record audio just fine using the phone app or using the camera app on the phone, and I've tested two different phones with the YouTube app, and it will not go live with audio from that same microphone. So I think the YouTube app is busted, and I know it's not working like before because it used to be just from the microphone attached to my face. So YouTube audio is going to sound a little bit distant, a little bit far, because I am going to be distant. I am going to be far. TikTok audio should remain as usual because it's this white earbud in my ear. Cool. All right. With that, I think we're about ready to get started. We are doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern to practice the number one quality, consistency, to build a little bit of community, to make the suffering we're about to do in these stretches a little bit more fun and a little less suffering. So if you like consistency, if you want to work on your side splits, you want to work on your hip mobility, then you're in the right place. We're here every day at 9 p.m., so keep coming back. And hit follow and hit subscribe. If you're not sure if you like it enough, hang out, do some stretches with us, and then you can decide later. Cool? All right. First thing we're going to do is called the hip cars. They are all about moving your legs through their maximum range of motion using your own muscle power. And we get stronger, we get mobile at the same time. All right, I want you to stand up straight. Stick this leg in front of you. Bring that knee up, 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 as high as you can. Open up that leg to the side. The hips do not want to move. All right, so this is stand still. Only thing that's moving is this leg. From here, once you've opened as wide as you can, you lift the knee as high as you can. I want you to rotate the leg so the ankle comes up. All right, from the side, it looks a little bit like this. Whee, boom, ankle up. You can aim for horizontal to begin with, but you can probably go a little bit further. Bring the ankle up, 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 and bring the leg down and back. Flex the hamstrings, flex the glutes, feel the stretch here in the hip flexor, and that is one rep. We're doing 10 of these on the left side, 10 of these on the right side. Let's begin. Stand up straight, keep that core nice and tight, and let's go. High knee, open, ankle up, down and back. Feel free to lean with your hand against the wall for a little bit of support. Ankle up, down and back. That's 2 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 3 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 4 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 5 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 6 high knee. Open, ankle up, down and back. That's 7. Keep on trying to lift that knee as high as you can. Open it as wide as you can. Rotate that ankle high, 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 high. Bring that leg down and back, and down back, and down back. Ooh. I think that's 9. Maybe 8. Maybe this is 9. Ankle up, down and back. Now last one. High knee. Open. Ankle up, down and back. Ooh. Ooh. If your hips are tired, if the muscles here are tired, or here are tired, or here are tired, then you're doing it right. We're going to continue. We're going to go on to the other side. All right? Whew. Sigh, release some air, breathe, and let's go. Keep the core nice and tight. And we're ready. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 1. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 2. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 3. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 4. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 5. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 6. High knee. Open. Down and back. 7. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 8. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. That's 9. Last 1. High knee. Open. Ankle up. Down and back. Ooh, that is our hip cars going forward. Again, these are all about using your own muscles to pull your legs into position, contracting them as hard as you can so that You get stronger while you get more control over what your legs are doing. All right. When you get strong, when you have control, your body lets you become more flexible, lets you do more things. It takes time to build up the ability. All right. That is us going forward. Now we got to go do the reverse. And the moves are basically the same. We're going to emphasize the same muscle. We're just going to go in reverse order. There's one other thing I want to highlight. That is, I want you to really keep the core tight here. That's because when we go in reverse, the first thing we do is bring the leg down and back. If you get super excited, you go, oh, start kicking that leg back, you get into a situation where you put a whole bunch of pressure right here in the low back. And you might be feeling it right now. When you have that, you start torquing a little bit, and that is not what we want. We want the back to be nice and strong and stable so that when you're stretching, you're feeling the stretch here, not here. Cool? Core tight. Let's do this. Hold on to the wall for balance, and let's begin. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That is one rep. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's two. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's three. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's four. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Five. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Six. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Seven. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Eight. Two more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Nine. Last one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's 10. We're 75% of the way done. We got one last hip to do. If you're also out of breath, it's okay. Take a couple seconds. Breathe. And let's continue. One last leg. Let's do it. Core, nice and tight. Hold on to it if you want to. Double check that you're focused on keeping that core tight. And you can always point your elbow into the wall for a little bit of balance, for a little bit of stability. From here, let's do it. Back, side, off down, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's one. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's two. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's three. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's four. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's five. Five more. Back, side, ankle, ankle, knee. Four more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. That's seven. Three more. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down. Eight. Back, side, ankle up, ankle down, knee. Oh man. Last one. There's only one left. All right, one more. We got this. Back, side, ankle up, up, ankle down, front, and that is 10 hip cars. Forward, back, each leg, 40 in total, and that is warm-up exercise number one. Whew. If your hips are tired, if you're struggling to move right now, do a little dance, do a little wiggle, shake out the hips, shake, 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 relax. All right. That was our first warm-up exercise. If you're just joining in and all you've seen is a crazy diet guy do crazy leg things for a while, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of side splits, stretching, and hip mobility work. We do this every day at 9 p.m. Eastern to build a little bit of consistency, community, and hopefully make the suffering on the floor we're about to do a little bit more fun, a little less just pure suffering. Cool. So if you like that, hit follow, hit subscribe, and come back. We are here at 9 p.m. every day. Whew. Warm-up exercise number 2. Let's go. We are going to take a little bit of chill from this moment on for a couple seconds. We're going to fold at the hips, bring the belly button down towards the ground. When you're here, breathe, relax, chill. And if you're feeling pressure in the low back, that's fine. Breathe, relax, sigh, and get into a nice stretched position. From here, once you're no longer feeling as much pressure in the low back, you're starting to feel it more in your hamstrings. We're ready to move in the elephant walk. All right, we're gonna bring one knee into a bent position, one leg into a straight position, fold the belly button down into the ground, and we're gonna switch our legs back and forth. Ready? Switch and switch and switch. Oh, and switch. Keep going. And the goal of this warm-up exercise is to have your hamstrings move through that stretched out position, getting from bent knee to straight knee to bent knee to straight knee. If at any point you feel like, hey, this isn't so bad anymore, that is a sign you can fold a little bit deeper. Whew. You might be feeling some stretching in the hamstrings. You might be feeling it up here, just below the glutes. You might feel it in your calves. You might feel it in your toes. Those are all normal. If you're feeling a tingly sensation in your toes, that might be called nerve flossing, nerve stretching, and that is also kind of normal. So you don't have to worry about it. All right, 5 more seconds. Fold deeper. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh. Pop into a little bit of a squat. Come on back up into standing. And that is our second warm-up exercise. We're going to take that position we were just in. We're going to add a little bit more to it. We're going to do some thoracic rotation. The thoracic spine is the middle half of your spine. It's below your neck and above your low back. And it is designed to move real well. It's designed to bend. It's designed to twist. It's designed to bend all the other directions that you can bend. And we're going to do some extra twisty stuff. All right? So I want you to bend one knee, straighten out the other leg, take the arm from the bent leg side, and reach across to the other ankle. Meanwhile, you're folding your belly button down. All right? From here, push against that other ankle and push until your chest is opened up all the way in that direction. Extend the other hand up into the air. Rotate your neck so you're looking at that hand. And we're in our starting position. I want you to reach as far over your shoulder as you can. Reach. When you can't go any further, take a small breath in. Exhale and reach. Whew. That is half a rep. Whew. We're going to go over and do the other side. This leg is bent. This leg is straight. Arm from the bent leg side is reaching across the body. We're pushing against that leg to help open up the chest. We're looking at that hand as we reach. Reach as far as you can. Breathe. Exhale. Oh, that is 1 rep. We're going to do 5 in total. That means we got 4 more. All right, let's do this. Bent leg, straight leg, reach across, open. Reach. Breathe. That's 2 part 1. Reach. 2 part 2. Other side. Bent leg, straight leg, bent arm. Reach. Open. Breathe. 3. Oh. And other 3. Oh. We got 2 more reps. Let's do this. Bent leg, straight leg, push, open, breathe. That's 4. Other side. Oh. If you're just joining in, we're going to do this one last time because it's the last one. One leg is bent, one leg is straight. We're taking the arm from the bent leg side, we're reaching across the body. We're pushing against the outside of the straightened leg to help rotate and open up that chest. Reach over your shoulder behind you. Look at that hand. Breathe. On the exhale, reach even further. That's 5, part 1, and final one. We'll finish it up. 5, part 2. Whew, that is some thoracic rotation. I went pretty fast, and if you felt like it was too fast, let me know. But know that I talk a lot, and I explain a lot, and I do this thing right now where I'm talking without telling you to do anything. So hopefully you got plenty of time to catch up, and you don't feel stressed, even though I am rushing us along, because you got plenty of time to catch up. All right, next up, we are doing warm-up exercise number 3. It's called the Cossack switch, and it looks a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs. We're going to drop into the lowest, deepest, squattiest position on one leg. We're gonna extend the other leg out to the side. We're gonna hang out here. We're gonna try to squish and squish and squish and squish it as low as we can. We're gonna screw our butts over to the other side. We're gonna squish, 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 squish as low as we can, and then we're gonna come back. That back and forth is what we call the Cossack switch. For a lot of us, it's gonna be quite taxing on our ankle and our hips. So we're gonna pre-stretch those muscles real quick. What I want you to do is drop into your deepest squat that you can. If you can get low, great. If you can't, also great. It's fine. We're working with what we got. All right. From the side, I want you to try your best to pull your knees into your chest. And I want you to lean forward a little bit so that your heels are coming off the ground. When your heels are off the ground, you'll feel more of a stretch in your Achilles tendon. You'll feel more of a stretch in the ankle, and that's what we want. All right. Well, you get comfortable here. Breathe, relax, and start doing a little dance. Do a little boogie, do a little wiggle, do a little shake. Bring those knees together, bring those knees out a little bit. Pretend like you're walking. And just add a little bit of movement to loosen up those hips, loosen up those ankles. Because we're about to get into some more intense walking, some more intense movement. What I want you to do now is stick your hands straight into the ground. So if your hands were here, tucking, pulling your knees to your chest, stick them straight into the ground. And then I want you to extend one leg out to the side, like so. Heels are down. Next, get this heel down on the ground and see how low you can get. If you can get super low, great. If you're stuck a little bit higher up, absolutely fine. All right, this is our starting position. Heel down, one leg is all bent and one other is kind of straight. From here, we're going to scoot our butts over to the other side. If you're relatively higher up, it should be easier to scoot from side to side. If you need assistance, regardless of where you're at, you can put your hands down and scoot your butt over to the other side. If you are higher up and you're struggling to get your hands down there because you can't fold that far, you can use a chair, you can use a stool to help bring yourself over. Okay, take a second and go grab that, and everybody else, breathe. All right, get as low as you can. We're ready to begin. We're doing 10 reps. Low, 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 squish. Walk your hands over to the other side. Squish, 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 squish. Get as low as you can. Come on back. That is rep number 1. We're doing 10 in total. Keep going. Across. Oh, and back. Oh, that's 2. Keep going. Whee! And 3. Keep going. If you feel like you might not need your hands anymore for balance, feel free to not use your hands and just bring them out in front. If you feel like these are still easy, you can sit up a little bit straighter, lengthen that spine. Imagine the top of your head is shooting into the ceiling, and keep going. Here we go. I think this is 6. If your knees are getting a little bit achy here on the inside, we got a change to help make life a little bit easier. You can come up first, come across, and then sink into that stretch. Deep, 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 deep. Up, across, sink, 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 sink. Up, across, and sink into the stretch, and up, and across, and sink into that stretch. I think this is 9. This is the last one. Let's go. If you can, go super low. Get as deep into that stretch as you can. Oh, and come on back. Boom, that's 10. Whew. Oh, man. That is our third and final warm-up exercise. We're all done with the warm-up. If that sentence is scaring you because you're like, what, that's the warm-up? That's crazy. Are you sure? Don't worry. This is a stretching and mobility show. We're doing hip mobility work, and we needed to make sure that we were all warmed up so that we can get the most out of the stretches that we're about to do. What we've done so far is worked up our hamstrings, worked on our hips, worked on those ankles, worked on those knees, and hopefully you're ready for some stretches. The first stretch that we're going to do is a hamstring stretch. I recommend you grab a little bit of padding for your knee because we're going to have one knee down on the ground like this. It could be a flip-flop, it could be a pillow, it could be a couch cushion, it could be a yoga mat even, if you have actual stuff. But worst case scenario, you can fold up some dirty laundry, just stick it under your knee, and that will be a-okay, all right? While you guys go grab stuff, I'm going to grab my own little bit of stuff. Okay, from here, once you get your stuff, I want you to put both knees down on the ground right next to each other and take a look at your hips. Your hips should be pretty neutral, pretty square, pretty straight down into the ground, right? Perfect. This is the position I want you to try your best to maintain. All right. For the hamstring stretch, we're extending one leg directly out in front. We're going to fold our belly button down. A lot of us will get a little excited. We'll start pushing way far out with that leg that we reach down in front. And then you'll eventually notice one hip is way out there, the other hip is way back there, and all of a sudden you're twisting and you're rotating. That is not what we want. You're not trying to make the hamstring stretch more complicated and add other muscles in. We're trying to keep it simple, keep it in the hamstring. All right? So pull those hips back in as if your knees were underneath you. And we're ready to fold. I'm going to spin around so you don't have to look at the top of my head. And you don't have to move because I can't see you right now. Alright? From here, fold. Whew. Ah. Relax the best you can. Alright? Let the hamstrings go, let the calves go, let the feet go, let the glutes go, let the low back go. And take a breath air in and exhale. Relax. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath ever in this show. Keep on breathing. And when your hamstrings are feeling, not horrible, we're ready to add some difficulty. Y'all ready? Let's go. We're going to take a big breath in. I'm going to call it an inhale. And I'm going to slowly exhale and fold at the same time. We're going to go and try to bring the belly button down to the side. All right? That's the inhale, exhale, fold. We have explained it. Now we're going to do it. Let's do it. Inhale. Exhale and fold. Bring the belly button down towards the ground. Your hamstrings are going to cry a little bit, and that's okay. One thing to note, while you breathe and try to relax into the stretch, if your neck is working overtime, trying to bend and stick your face into your knee, or your upper back is arching really hard as you try to bring your belly button down, you're working too hard. If you're feeling a whole bunch of pressure up here, you're working too hard. This stretch is coming from the hips folding, all right? So everything else can be relaxed. My back is arched, that is true, but that is because I'm lazy. I don't want to hold my body weight up. I want to relax the muscles, not because I'm trying to forcefully smash my face into my knee, okay? So don't work all those extra muscles. Relax, breathe, chill, and sigh out all that extra tension. Now that you're here in this spot, and I've warned you about tension, we're going to do one more inhale, exhale, fold. All right, let's go. Inhale. Exhale and fold. If your hamstrings are feeling quite intense, remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Take your fingers, stab them into your hamstrings, massage them, squeeze them, poke them. Distract your brain from how uncomfortable this is with the weird sensations of your muscles getting shoved back into your leg. And keep breathing. Relax the hamstrings, relax the calves, relax the toes, relax the glutes, relax the low back. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17. As you breathe, as you try to relax, try to bring that belly button down just a little bit further. If you're feeling a whole bunch of tension in your knees and it's getting uncomfortable, you can give it a slight bend, and that should take some pressure off the knee. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that's it. That's our hamstring stretch. Come on out of that stretch. Whew. That is one hamstring stretch. We got another hamstring to do, so when you're ready, bring the leg back. And continue. One of the comments we frequently get these last couple of days has been like, oh, I can't do that. That's crazy. Can you have something that's more beginner friendly? I promise I've been doing this show for 400 plus days. The workout has been basically the same all throughout. I've just got more flexible, and I can show you slightly more flexible positions. But the setup is the same. We extend one leg out, we fold some more, and you just gotta try your best to get deeper. All right. One day if you put enough consistency, you will definitely get into a deeper stretch. It might not be today, but that does not mean that this is not a beginner-friendly stretch. All right. I hope you have set up on the other side. Again, squaring up those hips, folding forward, bring the belly button down, and I hope you keep on practicing consistency because that's what we are all about. We do this every day at 9 p.m. All right. Fold. When your hamstrings are starting to cry, relax your calves, relax your toes, relax your feet, relax your glutes, relax your low back, and just sigh. Flop over that leg and try your best to relax. You might be in a position that's way higher up. You might be trying to relax way up here. That's absolutely fine. All right. When you have taken a couple of breaths and you feel like your hamstrings are relaxed, we're gonna inhale, exhale, fold. All right. Let's do it. Inhale, exhale, and fold. Your hamstrings are tight, but try to relax as much of everything else as you can. Calves, toes, feet, glutes, low back. Sigh, breathe. Exhale as much air as you can. Relax. Get rid of as much tension as you can. I know it sounds ridiculous. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but if you make the crazy sounds, I promise it will probably help. All right? Once you folded forward and you've taken some breaths, we're going to do inhale, exhale, fold again. All right? This is the last one. Let's do this. Inhale. Exhale and fold. That is our stretch. Remember, it's not coming from the neck, it's not coming from the upper back, it's not coming from the mid back. That's all relaxed and flopping forward. Breathe. 30 seconds, let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27. Again, if your knees are feeling too much pressure, you can give them a slight bend and you can fold a little deeper into that stretch. If you want, you can straighten out that leg at the very end when your chest has touched the leg and you want to get to that last little bit. You can straighten it out at the end. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19. Again, relax the toes, relax the feet, relax the calves, relax the glutes, relax the low back, and if your hamstrings decide to relax, great. Great. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7. If your hamstrings are crying, stab your fingers into them, massage, push, play with it, distract your brain. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, come on up. Oh, that is our hamstring stretch. Whew. Come on out of it. And breathe, sigh, relax. We're going to move on into stretch number 2. All right? Stretch number 2 is called the butterfly. I'm going to sit on top of my mat. That does not mean you have to sit on top of your mat. My floor is a little bit slippery, and so in this position, my feet kind of slide out sometimes. So I like to sit on the mat to get a little bit more friction. If your butt bones do not like sitting on the floor, you can also sit on a little bit of cushioning. All right, I want you to do this up against the wall. So that your butt, your low back, your mid back, your shoulders, your head, everything's kind of touching the wall. All right, you have this nice straight posture, and we're ready to begin. Grab your feet, put them together, pull them in, and this is our starting position for the butterfly. From here, our goal is to stretch out the groin muscles. And the way we do that is by bringing the knees down into the ground. I always want you to get stronger while you're doing this, so I want you to contract the muscles here in the outside of your thighs, and I want you to contract the glutes to help pull those legs over. Okay? So, give that your bestest shot. If you're new to the show and you're like, what muscles are those? How do I do that? Just focus on whether or not you're feeling more of a stretch here in the groin, in the inner thighs. If your knees are moving down into the ground, you're probably using the right muscles. The only way you could be using the wrong muscles is if your knees are coming together. All right? Now that you know that, we're ready to move on. I want you to take your hands. I want you to apply a little bit of pressure just below the knee. And I want you to push them straight down into the ground. Oh, when you do this and you work real hard, your knees are going to shift downwards, but your shoulders are going to get pushed back too. So you might be feeling a bit of pressure in the back of your head and in your shoulders from this wall that I have you sitting up against. All right, that's good. That's normal because you have to push from somewhere, right? Let's go. 30 seconds. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath. If you are not flexing those muscles in the legs, like I told you, start flexing them. Push. You'll notice that your legs are going deeper into the ground as you push them when you're using those muscles. So that will help. 22, 21, 20. If your thighs are screaming and they don't want to be flexing anymore, you can let go. 18, 17. Once you've let go, you've released that tension. Push your hands deeper into the ground. Push those knees. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Keep it up. We're almost done. Last 8 seconds. Contract those muscles again. Fire them. Go. Hard, 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 hard. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You can relax now. 1, 0. Woo! That is your butterfly stretch. You can let the hands go. Oh, if your wrists are real tired from pushing your legs down, you can give them a little flop like the little T-Rex hands. Just flop them back and forth. Don't go too hard because your wrists are fragile little balls of muscle, and you don't have to make them hurt. And next up, focus on flapping the wings of your butterfly. If your legs are kind of asleep, they're kind of frozen, they're not moving very well, you can grab them, you can shake them manually and be like, hey, get up, we got stuff to do. We got stuff to do. And hopefully that will help your legs wake up, and we'll be ready to continue. We're going to move on into our third stretch. It is called the pancake. And the way we get into it looks a little bit like this. We're going to open up our legs nice and wide. If you're feeling a pinching sensation here at the hips, you have gone too far. Bring your legs back together just a little bit. From here, we're focusing on the belly button. We are folding it down into the ground. Boom, this is our starting position. From the side, it's going to look a little bit like this. All right? The pancake is about turning your body into this shape, flat, so that your upper body is going in between your legs. It is a crazy stretch, and it kind of vaguely looks a little bit like this. Whee! That's about as deep as I'm going to get. So, we want to use gravity to help as much as possible because we want to be as lazy as possible to get the best results, right? And get the best results while being as lazy as possible. So I want you to try your very best to get your upper body as close to horizontal as possible. And then I want you to increase the lever, which means extend your arms up so that your biceps are by your ears, and all of a sudden that will feel way harder to hold up. And maybe you'll find yourself folding forward. If you want, and you're ready to suffer a little bit more, you can hold on to something in your hands as you do this, and that should pull you down even deeper. That is how we take advantage of gravity and get a little bit of help in our pancake. All right? If you're ready, you've picked how you want to start. The only thing left is to open up your stance a little bit wider. If you can open up your legs a little bit wider. When you're folded forward like this, you should be able to get into a deeper position without that pinching pain in your hips. So, give it a shot, and if you're ready, we're ready. Remember, we're trying to bring our upper body down into the ground, in between our legs. Let's go. 30 seconds. Bring the belly button down, belly button down, belly button down. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, that's enough. Put your hands down, support your body. Oh. Whew. If your legs don't feel like they're working right now, that's okay. The pancake is really hard. I want you to slowly try to bring your toes in, and then bring your heels in, bring your toes in, 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 bring your heels in, until finally your legs are sort of kind of back together, and then you can maybe pop into a bit of a squat position. You're like, oh, push off those knees, straighten out that back. and come back into standing. You can grunt, you can groan, you can make as many sound effects as you need to. Alright, that was our pancake. The standing pancake is awesome because it forces your muscles in here, the adductors, to get stronger. And the unfortunate consequence of that is your inner thigh muscles are also probably really upset with you right now and are very, very tired. But they're getting stronger, and that's good. Cool? All right, we're going to move on into stretch number 4. You have the option between a pigeon or a figure 4 stretch. I believe I did the figure 4 last night. If you're a regular, you know exactly which stretch you prefer. You can go ahead and hop into that. But I'm going to demonstrate and talk about the pigeon. All right, I choose one of the two to explain every night. Actually, no, not from anything. I'm going to demonstrate real quick. We're going to take one leg, we're going to cross it across the body, resting the angle just above your opposite knee. We're going to grab that leg, we're going to bring it up towards the belly button, we're going to bring the belly button down towards that leg, so we're folding forward. If you haven't realized, everything is about folding forward. Everything's about that belly button going down. From here, you should be feeling a stretch out here. Technically, the muscle is a glute muscle, but it's on the outside of your hip. And that's it. That's the whole thing. All right. So let's come on down into the ground and continue. Whew. That leg is across the body, just like before, right? I had this demonstrated. And our goal is to fold our chest down sort of to the middle point of the leg. It's not the middle point touching the middle point. It's just you got a line through your chest, an imaginary line. You got an imaginary line between your knee and your ankle. You kind of want to just match up that imaginary line and line it up and come on down forward. Okay? That's basically it. From here, you got some other options for this bag leg. If you don't want to do anything at all, you can just keep that leg bent. And it's totally fine. You can fold forward, feel that stretch in the pigeon, and this back leg will just hang out. If you want to take this into a more advanced position, you can stick this back leg back behind you. And it looks a little bit like this. Boom, your knee is facing down. You're feeling a stretch here in the hip flexor in the front of the hip. If you are struggling to get into this position because you don't have enough flexibility here in the front of the hip, you got two options. One, you can just chill out and relax. If you're laying down on the ground, this line gets a little straighter and you need less flexibility here. Cool, that's awesome. And the second thing you can do is elevate the front leg. If you do the pigeon on top of a couch, on top of a bed, on top of a coffee table, dining table, if you're really tall, you can elevate your front leg and now indirectly elevate your back or elevate your hips. And because your hips are high, you got way more room back here for your legs to be underneath you. Right? That is your two options for putting that leg back behind you. And with that, we're ready to begin. Leg across your body, midpoint of the chest, midpoint of the leg, or midpoint line-ish of the leg. Come on down, fold, 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 fold. If you want to, you can extend that leg behind you nice and straight, and we're ready to begin. Inhale, exhale, release all the tension you got in your lungs. Fold, 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 fold. 30, 29, 28, 27. Nice long exhales, get rid of all that air. Fold, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Oh, that is our pigeon. Oh, that's one leg. We got the other one to do. So, bring the leg across the body once again. Fold forward, aiming that midpoint of the chest, sorta to the midpoint of that leg between the knee and the ankle. Oh. Breathe, sink into it, extend the leg behind you if you can, and keep on breathing. Exhale. Fold deep. Fold deep. 30 seconds, let's go. 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. If the stretch suddenly feels really easy, you can adjust and push your feet towards your face, and that'll make things all really hard. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That is our pigeon. Whew. Hopefully, your hips were able to relax. Hopefully, you were able to take nice, deep, slow breaths and exhale a lot of tension out of your lungs, out of your abdomen, and slowly fold a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, and a little bit more. If you arched your back and you're kind of like this while you're going down, your face might have gone a little bit close to the floor, a little bit too close for comfort. You can experiment with, instead of being totally hunched over, you can experiment with trying to straighten out your back a little bit. Okay? And that way you don't have to stare at the dust bunnies nearly as much. Alright, that is our fourth and second to last, our penultimate stretch. We are ready to get into some side splits. If you're just joining in, or actually if you've been here for a while, because I haven't reminded you in a little bit, we're doing 45 to 60 minutes of live side split stretching and hip mobility work. We do this every day at 9 p.m. and we haven't done side splits yet because this is when the side splits start. So if you're ready, hit follow, hit subscribe, and we'll start. I'm just kidding. That's blackmail. We're gonna do it regardless. But if you're having fun, make sure that you're subscribed. And we do this live every day at 9 p.m. So keep on coming back. All right. Whew. Let's go. The first thing I want you to do is be safe. All right. When we're doing side splits, they're a little scary sometimes, right? Because you're in this crazy position you've never been in before, and you're high up off the ground. And what if you fall? What if you fall? Well, if you stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall, for most people, that is 1.5 footsteps in front of the wall, you should be pretty good about falling. You could fall forward, potentially, but you got hands for that, hopefully. So you should be okay. But what if you fall backwards? What if you fall backwards? A lot of the time when we're doing a side split, we're sort of in this kind of position. Our legs are wide, or our hands are down. We're just trying to wiggle. We're trying to get deeper into the stretch. We're like, and we're suffering. Sometimes you'll get into a situation where you've leaned too far back, and all of a sudden your hands are swimming through the air. You're like, no! And then you fall backwards. Luckily, because I told you to stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall, your butt is really, 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 really close to the wall. It just bumped up against it, and then you can just do a little hip thrust, and all of a sudden you're off the wall and you're back in your stretch. Everything is cool. Everything is okay. So start 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. The last several days I've been demonstrating what happens if you just fall backwards, and my butt, I think, is a little sore from demonstrating it that many times in a row, so I'm not going to demonstrate today. But you can imagine I just busted my butt falling backwards to show you guys why you should really stand in front of the wall. All right, so take my advice, 8 to 12 inches, and we're ready to begin. All right, hold on, I stuck in this position for too long, my legs are tired. Okay, we're ready to begin. It's time for some side splits. I want you to open up your legs nice and wide. If you can get to 90 degrees, you can get a little bit further, great. But if your hips are pinching, if they're hurting right here, and you're like, oh, what is that feeling? You've gone too far. Bring your legs back in just a little bit, and we're ready to begin. Focus on this belly button. We are folding it down into the ground. Fold, 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 fold. If you've been here for a while, this is exactly how we set up the pancake. All right. From here, what I want you to do differently is I want you to put your hands down on the ground. Whee! If you can reach, awesome. If you cannot, feel free to use something for a little bit of support. A stool, perfect. Yoga blocks, awesome. Coffee table, fine. Can I imagine anything else right now off the top of my head? No. Those are all my options. From here, we are going to do the most important move of the entire show. It's called external rotation of this leg. And what we are doing is we're rotating this leg so that the thigh bone does not smash into your hip bones and does not cause you any weird pain, right? that's good because once your bones don't smash into each other, the only thing holding you back is your muscles, and we'll be in our side split. All right, so let's do this. Our feet are currently flat on the ground, like so. Our knees are kind of pointing forward in front of us, right? What I want you to do is I want you to rotate that whole leg backwards, back, 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 back. Boom! Your heel is now down. Your toes are pointing up. Your knees are pointing up. Your quads are pointing up. That is the position we want to be in. And we gotta do the same for the other leg. Boom! Heels down, toes up, knees up, quads up, or at least at a diagonal. From here, we are in a side split, believe it or not. Might not look like the most impressive side split, but it is a side split. Because we have all of our bones lined up and it's time to get into our stretchy stretches. Let's go. I want you to wiggle a little bit from side to side. I want you to have your hands down on the ground or on a stool, something to support some of your body weight so your heels are not suffering as much as they could be if you weren't holding on to something. If your heels are really suffering right now and you need a little bit of support, feel free to grab a little bit of foam, put it under your foot, wear some flip-flops, wear some low traction sneakers because if it's too rubbery and too grippy, you're probably not going to be able to move anywhere. Okay? So cheap flip-flops. The answer is cheap flip-flops. From here, keep wiggling from side to side. If you're brand new to the show and you're like, what is this? I can't go any deeper. This is a perfect place to stop. You don't have to push super hard, especially if it's your first day. Okay? As you get more familiar with this stretch and you're working on depth, I want you to experiment with a bunch of things. You can walk your hands backwards, walk your hips backwards. Hopefully, your butt is touching the wall and giving you a little bit of support, and you're feeling all sorts of comfortable just kind of sitting into a side split looking stretch. This is oftentimes called a straddle in gymnastics or in ballet, I think. And it's not exactly a side split, but you need this set of muscles to be doing pretty good too. So feel free to rest your butt against the wall, sit up a little straighter, and feel that stretch building in your hamstrings down here. When you're in this position, relax your calves, relax your toes, relax your glutes, relax your low back, and see if you can sink a little bit deeper into the stretch. Cool? Alternatively, the actual side splits part of the side splits, if you walk your hands forward, like we were when we were coming down into this position, still keeping your toes pointing up-ish, you'll start feeling that stretch in the inner thighs. The inner thighs are your adductors, ADDUCTOR, and they're very important for the side split. They might be the most important muscle for the side split. So that is what you're feeling right now. I've talked for way too long. 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. If you're feeling a strange pinching sensation here in the hips at any point, try to rotate that leg a little further back. Keep on rotating, keep on rotating, keep on rotating. Breathe and see if you can get a little bit deeper without discomfort. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. All right, we're done. Walk your hands forward. Walk, 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 walk. The further you crawl, the easier it will be to pull your legs in from behind you. And, that is our very long first side split stretch. I promise the second and third one won't be as long. I just got deep into explaining. I should have broken up into the second and third one. We have put a whole bunch of tension into our hips, into our legs, and now what we want to do is shake out as much tension as possible. If you're new to the show, you don't know this, but we're going to do 3 rounds of side splits, so we're not done. We got 2 more rounds. In between these 2 rounds, we're going to shake out our legs, we're going to wiggle, we're going to shake, we're going to get as loose as possible so that our muscles are relaxed, and we can get into an even deeper second side split, and even deeper third side split. You ready for this? You got no choice. Put your feet down on the ground, at least one, and then lift the other leg. I want you to just shake that leg out. Best case scenario, your ankle is just flopping all over the place and just going. That's what we want. When your ankles are flopping around like this, all the muscles directly above the ankle, including your calves, including your tibialis, including some of the smaller muscles in your ankle, are relaxed because they have to let your ankle do the shenanigans that it's doing. And that's what we want, relaxation. So Shake out the legs. Flop that ankle around. Flop, 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 flop. Other side. Shake, 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 shake. Flop, 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 flop. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And if you have sensitive ankles, if you've sprained it recently or something like that, you can definitely take a chill. I exaggerate to show you just how relaxed and how floppy it could be. That doesn't mean that you have to make it do that. Alright? So, shake out the legs, flop, relax, take it nice and slow if you need to, pick it up the pace if you want, and that is a little bit of relaxation below the knee. Now, we're going to take it up to the hips. Alright? What I want you to do is put all of your weight into one leg. I want you to put the rest of your leg sort of kind of down on just the big toe. Alright? But there's no weight on that big toe. It's almost just a holding spot for your leg. Alright? From here, I want you to bend this leg. I want you to rotate the knee in and out and in and out. I can never get the timing of this. Out and in and out and in and out and in. And as you get more comfortable controlling the muscles, rotating the legs in and out, I want you to slowly pick up the speed. As you get more comfortable, as you get better at this, you don't have to bend your knee as much. Bending the knee is just to demonstrate exactly how it's moving. You can straighten out the leg, you can pick up the tempo, you can go faster, you can keep shaking, 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 shaking. Again, there's almost no weight on that foot. And as you get more comfortable, you start shaking out faster, 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 faster. Your quad muscles should just be going just like your ankle. Alright? Other side. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe is down on the other side, rotating the knee in and out and in and out and in and out and in and out. Notice the rest of the body is not moving. The only thing that's moving is this thigh bone in the hip socket. All right? Whew. From here, as you get more comfortable, you can pick up the speed. You can stand up a little bit straighter. You can relax that leg a little bit more and put even more weight in the standing leg, even less weight in the rotating leg, and you can start picking up the pace. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. And hopefully, your legs are now super relaxed. Whew. We're ready for side split number 2. Stand each 12 inches in front of the wall. Open up those legs nice and wide. If your hips are hurting, you've gone too far, bring them back in just a little bit, and we're ready to fold. Fold the belly button down into the ground. Put your hands down if you can. If you cannot, or even if you just don't want to, elevate your hands. From here, we're doing the most important part of the whole show. We are rotating our legs so that the thigh bones don't smash into our pelvis. And what that looks like is we're going from this position where our feet are flat on the ground, our knees are sort of pointing forward. We're going whoosh, bam, knees are pointing up, toes are pointing up, heels are down. And we don't do it just one leg, we gotta do it on both legs. So keep your hands stable where they are, and boom, other leg, heel down, toes up, knees up. We are in position. This is our side splits. Do a little wiggle from side to side. If you can get deeper into the stretch first and then rotate your legs, that'll probably help. I just have to do it closer together so you guys can see that my feet are doing the thing, but you don't have to keep your feet so close together so that your butt is way up high. All right. Whew. From here, we're basically in position. If you can go deeper, go deeper. If you cannot, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. All right. Let me get that out of the way. Whew. Wiggle from side to side. Do a little dance. Do a little dance. Extend the leg. Extend the leg. Push, 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 push. Extend the leg. Extend. I don't know where I'm going with this. This is the first time I've had that song. All right. From here, when you're as deep as you can get for the moment, I want you to breathe. Inhale, nice big amount of air. Slowly exhale. Sigh out all that air. Make as many grunts and groans as you need to. Relax the calves, relax the feet, relax the toes, relax as many muscles as you can. Because our legs are already rotated. You don't have to keep pointing the toes up. Pointing the toes up was just to show you what direction your feet are going. Now that you're in position, you don't have to flex the feet. All right? 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22. Again, if your butt is really close to the wall or on the wall, because you're standing 8 to 12 inches in front of it, like I asked, then you can stay here. Feel that hamstring getting stretched, work that straddle, do a little dance, do a little shake, drop the hips a little lower to the ground. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. All right, come on. Walk your hands forward. Pull your legs in. Grunt, groan, make as many noises as you want. It's not necessary. It's perfectly, perfectly necessary. So, grunt, groan, complain, makes everything feel better. Okay? From here, we're going to come back into standing when you're ready. If you're waddling around a little bit like a drunk penguin, that's okay for now. But try your best to stabilize as soon as you can. Breathe. And let's start shaking out those legs. All your weight is in one leg. Flop the ankle around. Flop, 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 flop. If you started with like an ankle way far out in front of you, it really doesn't have to be that crazy. It can be right underneath you, right next to your other leg. So shake it out. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. I specifically talked about shaking out your ankles, right? However, once you got that down and that is all floppy and loose and wiggly and shaky, however else you want to relax is completely up to you. The more floppy, wiggly, shaky you are, the easier it will be for you to get into the second and third stretch. All right, switch legs. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. If you're just joining in between the first stretch and the second stretch and you don't know what we're doing with our ankles, we're just relaxing them as much as possible so they're just flopping like you just caught a fish. Floppy, 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 floppy. All right? The reason why this matters is because all the muscles directly above the ankle that help control and navigate and move the ankle have to be relaxed. And that means like all the muscles below your knee are chilling. Cool? From here, we're ready to move on. Time for some hip action. Put all your weight into one leg. Drop the big toe of the other leg down with a slightly bent knee. Rotate the knee in and out and 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 in and out. We are working on the muscles in this hip. The rest of the body is basically completely stopped unless you're really into the dance. But otherwise, it's just the thigh bone rotating in the hip socket. From in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. As you get more comfortable with this position, as you get more comfortable controlling those muscles, you can stand up a little straighter, you can move a little bit faster, you can shake out that leg a little harder. And you can shake so hard that your quad muscles just kind of go all over the place. Cool? That's what we want, relaxation. However, if you want to make it fun, instead you can also add a little bit of stanky leg and do the other side. Don't forget the other side. Match it up. Even it up. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Faster, 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 faster. Stanky leg, stanky leg. And of course, you can combine the in and out and do both sides at the same time. All right? More dance moves. Make it fun, make it enjoyable, because at the end of the day, we're suffering on the floor and making our legs hurt. So the least you can do is make it fun. All right? We're ready to move on to the third and final side split. But I'm getting a notification from TikTok. It needs me to prove that I'm not a robot, and I need to solve the puzzle. And I failed the puzzle immediately. Hold on, one more time. Oh, okay. I thought I failed the second time, but it proved that one. That makes absolutely no sense, because I clearly did not fill in the box. All right. That's it. We're ready to get into the third side split. Stand 8 to 12 inches in front of the wall. For most people, that is 1.5 footsteps in front of the wall. And let us begin. Open up the legs nice and wide. If you've gone too far, you'll know because your hips are hurting right around here. Bring the legs in if they're hurting, and we're ready to fold. Fold that belly button down into the ground. This is our starting position. If you can, put your hands down. If you can, widen your stance just a little bit. If you cannot do either, or if you just don't want to, because that's really tiring, feel free to elevate your hands with a stool, with a yoga block, with a chair, and maybe even a coffee table. All right? From here, we are externally rotating these legs. Our feet are flat on the ground still, but we are rotating and getting them down so that the heel is down, the toes are up, the knees are pointing up. And we can't just do one leg, we gotta do both legs. Heels down, toes up, knees up. From here, do a little wiggle from side to side, get a little bit deeper. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. You are in your side split. At this point, our bones are not going to smash into each other and keep us from getting into a deeper position. Right now, the only thing holding you back is the length of your muscles. So we are doing the side split. We're getting deeper. We're wiggling from side to side. We're pushing that leg out further and further and further and further with each wiggle. And when you can't wiggle any further, we're ready to begin. 30 seconds. Let's go. 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Keep breathing. Try to relax as many muscles as you can in your toes, in your feet, in your calves, in your glutes, in your low back. Relax, breathe. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. That's it. We're done. Walk your hands forward. Pull your knees in. It's crazy how this works, but the more side splits we do, the easier it will be to get into deep side splits, but the harder it is to get out of them. Oh, that is our third and final side split. We've done all the hard stuff already. All right, so congratulations. You can be proud of yourself, and if you absolutely have to, I guess you can leave. But we have a couple more bits of shaking and moving, and we're gonna check our joints before I let you go. Let's do it. Shake out the legs. Shake, 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 shake. If you haven't added it in yet, shake out the arms. They've been supporting you. They've been holding you up, and so you can give them a little bit of a wobble as well. Shake, 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 shake. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flap, 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 flap. You can become like a fire hydrant or a sprinkler for your house. You know what I'm talking about? It's like. Anyways, I don't know if that's relevant at all. This is my first time making this joke. You can try it out. If it helps, if it makes it more fun, add it in. Enjoy. All right. Whew. Shake out the legs. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Flop, 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 flop. You are overcooked noodles. All right. That's what I want you to imagine that you are. You're just flopping. You're just shaking. You're wiggling. You're loose and you're tension free, relaxed. All right. What have we done? Have we shaken out both legs? I think we have. Let's go. We're gonna do some hips. All your weight is in one leg. Big toe of the opposite foot is down in the ground. Knee is bent. And we're bring that knee in and out and 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 in and out. And as you get more comfortable, you can stand up a little straighter. If you know which muscles you're using, you don't have to stare at your knee going in and out. You can straighten out the leg. You can go faster, you can relax, you can take it easy, and you can go wee, shake out the leg real fast. Other side. All the way in one leg. Big toe of the other foot is down. In, out, in, out, in, out. Faster, 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 straighter. And shake, 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 shake. Again, if you need an excuse to make things fun, add. No, you don't need any other excuse. Make things fun. Pull that leg in. Do a little dance. Do some stanky leg, and have fun with it. At the end of the day, we're training hips and hip mobility. The least you can do is put it to work and make it entertaining for yourself, all right? Or at least all your friends. If your, siblings, your, guests happen to be watching you do this live, make them laugh. Do some dances. All right, we're done with the shaky stuff. We're gonna do a couple of quick joint checks and we'll be done. It's like 1 more minute. Let's do this. We're gonna do some hip circles. We're just going through some maximum range of motion, feeling what muscles are tight and tender, and need a little bit of love, a little bit of attention. If you have a tight low back, like 95% of everybody, you might feel like this over here, a little bit tense. You can do a little gentle wiggle, a little gentle shake, fold forward a little bit, help that low back relax. After the side splits, I always feel a whole bunch of tension in the sides of my hips, and I like to spend a little bit of time just kind of being lazy off to the side like this. Whew. And you gotta be careful because it turns into a big oblique stretch if you're not focusing on the hip. Whew. All right. When whatever feels weird is a little less weird, we're ready to move on. Do a quick high knee on both sides. If your knees come up, you're good to continue. Next up, we're going to do a bit of a squat, and we're going to fold ourselves into our squat. All right. I want you to get into something that looks like this. All right, your chest is coming real down towards your knees. You're folding in half, and you're popping into a squat. When you're in this position, you might feel like you're leaning forward, and you might fall forward. I want you to feel that way, and I want your toes to be working real hard to keep you from falling forward. So I want you to use your toes to grip the floor and work those toe muscles. When your toes are working, the arch of your feet should also kick in. And when they're kicked in, strong feet, strong toes means strong balance. All right? From here, I want you to push your knees forward as you can, and you're going to start feeling that Achilles tendon and the calf stretch. From here, your quads are probably crying and are really unhappy with you. They're like, "There's still more? You're still doing stuff? Gosh!" And what I want you to do from here is ignore that pain, and I want you to put your fingers into the ground if you need it, and do a calf raise. I want you to imagine you bring your whole entire body weight in between your big toe and your index toe, and come on up straight out of the ground. If you don't need to hold the ground, great. Don't hold the ground. Do a couple of calf raises. You can do as many as you like. You don't have to do that many if you don't want to. Experiment. See what happens if you try to balance your weight off to the sides of your feet, right? I've been talking about in between your big toe and your index toe and coming straight up. If you start trying to balance it closer towards your pinky toe, maybe your ankles will start going out and doing crazy things, and that might be uncomfortable. Take your time. Don't hurt yourself. And when you're ready, you can come out of it. That is everything. If you pull that shenanigan off, your toes are working real hard, gripping the floor. Your arch of your foot was working real hard to keep you stable, gripping you into the ground. Your Achilles tendon, your calves were getting a nice stretch. Your quads were working to keep you stable. You did that nice intense calf raise in that weird leaning forward off balancey position to force all of these muscles, all of these joints to work really well together. So it's a good sign that you're probably doing okay. All right. I hope you enjoyed this show. We just wrapped up an hour and 7 minutes of live side split stretch and hip mobility work, and we do this every day at 9 p.m. All right. So we started 67 minutes ago. If you're not in the Eastern time zone, 67 minutes ago is our daily start time. Okay. We do this every day, Monday through Sunday. I don't know how many times after repeating it, how many different ways I'm going to say it, but well, my brain is just making stuff up. I tend to repeat things. So come back, hang out. We're working on the most important quality. All right, we're working on consistency. You can have the best plan ever, but if you can't follow through on the plan, is it really the best plan? Yeah. So come on back tomorrow for more side split stretching and hip mobility work. Again, we do this every single day at 9 p.m. Eastern, and I hope you come back soon. Cool. All right. I'm going to crawl over to the camera. I'm going to look at the comments and see what else we can wrap up. Cat B says, thank you, Ken. Oh, Cat G says, thank you, Ken. Welcome back, Cat. It's good to see you. Sarah says, thank you. Travel actually says, thank you so much. Oh, lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Thank you. Queen R on YouTube says, woo. Eduardo, welcome back. Hope you're good. It's good to see you. And what else we got? What else we got? Queen RR over on YouTube is saying, hey, no worries for the audio, still can hear. Awesome. All right. The Alexander is back over on YouTube. Hello, hello. And we got a second guest that I think I've seen before, Young Boy. Welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoyed the live. And I hope you got some good stretching out of it. Again, we do this live every day at 9 p.m. So feel free to come back and do some more. Cool. All right, I'm gonna scroll real quick over on TikTok and see how things are going. Cat has a big exasperated emoji. I think that exhale, that sigh, that I'm exaggerating. Maybe that has taken the shape of an emoji now. Paul Diesel says, phew, what a workout. Indeed, it has gotten real hot here in the East Coast. I'm starting to sweat. I think this is the most I've sweat on a live in the US. It's been much, much colder the past couple of days, and now I am not cold at all anymore. I was wearing sweatpants like 5 days ago, I promise. And I was like, man, it's so cold. Weather. Okay, well, welcome spring. And I'm going to scroll for more comments, more questions, and more things to respond to. I've been trying my best to get through the meat of the live, the content, as fast as we can so that you guys can choose to stay for the questions and the stuff at the end, but you don't have to. Because I want to be respectful of your time. I know you guys spend a lot of time with me as it is. So, what has been sacrificed has been my ability to hang out in the middle of the live and chill and answer some questions and stuff as we go. Che says he does Q&A at the end, but does check chat in between. Thank you for summarizing. Exactly. And one says or asks, do you recommend I do that after my gym day? That is a good question. I think if you do 1 or 2 weeks of this show and you get your muscles used to the new things, right? If some of the movements are brand new to you, you've never done them before, there's going to be a phase where your body is just adjusting, figuring it out. There's like a nervous system component to learning a new move, right? And once you've done that, you can definitely do this after your gym day. I definitely don't recommend you do it before gym day, but after gym day, after you've warmed up, if you do some hip type of warm up, you can probably skip a couple of the warm up exercises that we do in our regular show. Um, yeah, I think you can absolutely combine this after a gym day. If you find that you're getting really sore and you're not recovering fast enough to do your other things that are important to you, then maybe dial it back. If you really want to do the side splits, um, all of the stretches that we do prior to the side splits, all the warm up that we do prior to the side splits, are using a muscle group, at least one, possibly two of the muscle groups that are necessary for the side splits. So if you don't care about the side splits, you don't have to do the side splits part, and that will probably take a whole bunch of burden off of your workout. And yeah, you can adjust to see what works for you. All right, I'm gonna keep scrolling. Ugh. Scroll. Doris Loyalty says, I have bad circulation. There are a couple of little factoids I can give you that might help, but I don't have any good information in general for what you can do with your circulation. There is this idea that your calves act sort of like a second heart. It's a bit of an exaggeration. It's not actually a second heart because you only have one heart. You can't just walk your way out of a bad heart. But the principle is that when your calves are working and they're pumping blood because they're moving, they move a lot of blood and they move a lot of blood out of your legs into the rest of your body. So it could potentially help your circulation a little bit if you worked on moving your calves a lot and putting some strength into those calves to get your blood flowing, get your blood pumping. Um, in general, if you have bad circulation, uh, especially when it's cold out, you're going to need to warm up for a little bit longer to get your extremities warmed up. And I think that's all I got. I think that's all I think I only had one factoid. So that is all I got for that, and we're gonna move on. Beach says inner thighs are screaming. Absolutely. The the pancake and the side splits are very, very, very inner thigh heavy. And yeah, it's the most difficult, painful part of the whole entire stretch for most people, including myself. And you just do what you can. Doris Loyalty says, if I do this, I'll break apart. Smiling, cryly emoji face. I know. It's hard. It's really intimidating, right? One of the things that happens often is you see like a super flexible person on the internet that just drops into a split and you're like, wow, there's no way I can do that. And it's like super discouraging because they're already so far advanced. One of the hopes I had for this show in the beginning was to make it feel relatable. uh, and demonstrate my lack of flexibility and how we're working on it together. One of the, I guess, consequences of stretching every single day is I've gotten a little bit more flexible since I've begun, and I think I'm pushing a little bit deeper into the direction of, oh, this person is just flexible, and he doesn't know what it's like to suffer through the stretch without being a flexible person. Um, I'd like to say that's not true. I do know the price of the suffering, and that's why I call it suffering all the time. If I was like a super stretchy person for the last 50 years, and I was like, oh no, I'm super flexible, no worries, you can be flexible like me, then I wouldn't be complaining and groaning and grunting so much. I think so. um, it's not comfortable. Stretching is not comfortable at all. Like getting into crazy stretches and trying to build strength in weak positions is not comfortable at all. And it's not like it's not like bicep curls where like there's a very clear finite amount of movement and you just like know that if you train certain ranges of it, your bicep curl will improve. It's like, hey, look, my hips have never done this before in my waking conscious life, and now I'm gonna introduce this thing where I hope it does it, and then I'm gonna figure out how to get my brain to contract that muscle, to get stronger in that muscle, and I'm gonna teach it how to bicep curl when before I didn't even know I could use that muscle. So there's a lot of suffering involved in trying to strengthen your legs and trying to get into a more mobile situation. For most people, it is completely unnecessary to be able to do side splits. All right, so there's like the side splits is entirely just to show off or for your personal self satisfaction. If you had to pick one move to do a lot of, I would recommend probably the Cossack switch, which is this. We are sitting real deep into a squat on one leg, and the other leg is kind of sort of doing a side split ish, and we just go back and forth. The reason why this is the exercise I recommend is because you kind of get a good stretch in the inner thighs, which we need for the side splits. You get a whole bunch of strength building in these like weird angles and weird ranges that you would never spend time in, but strengthening the inner thighs, working on that knee stability, working on the stability from your feet as you shift your weight from side to side, working on your balance back and forth and side to side. That stuff is super useful and super wonderful. So, yeah, we had an earlier question about should I add this in after my workout? If you are going to go for the biggest bang for the buck for your normal life, because you don't actually care about size splits, you don't need size splits, which is totally fair. Focus on some Cossack switches. There are some people who get super ridiculously strong flexible where they can like sit on their butt, bring the leg down, bring it up, and then come back up. I can sit down and I can bring my leg down, but I don't think I can come back up into one of those positions. I'm trying really hard right now because I'm warmed up and I feel like this would be the best time for me to demonstrate that I'm able to do it. I can't do it. So, oh man, I was tired. Okay. Oh. What else we got? Is there anything else left in the comments? I think we are done. Travel with Roxy said thank you so much. So that is the last comment. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming in, practicing consistency, working on the stretches with me today. We are all done. Paul Diesel says, liking this format of churning out the stretches, then Q&A. Good. Thank you, Paul. That's very good to know because I think you might be the only person who said that out loud for me. Yeah, I think we over the last couple of days we've run super long on some of the lives, close to like an hour 15, hour 20 before we finished the stretches. And a lot of the explaining I do is probably unnecessary. So I was trying to just dial back, keep it a little bit tighter so that the people who, have things to do in their lives can go do other stuff. And I appreciate that, or I appreciate that you're letting me know that you appreciate that. That's what we're doing. Cool. Okay. I'm sweating. I'm ready to go wrap up. So I'll see you guys all tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern. We do this live every single day, and I hope you'll come back and we can practice a little bit more consistency. We can work on those side splits. We can work on the hip mobility together. Okay, I'm closing out. Ugh. Grunting, groaning, and having a great time.